When I initially had my first surgery, I only got 8 eggs. And then I was speaking to the specialist and she said, look, I would really like for you to do another round because essentially every time that we go through a step of fertility, you're basically looking at losing an egg. And once I worked that out, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense to go and get some more because I can't really put all my hopes and dreams on 8. So we went back a second time. We managed to get 17, which shocked me. Then we hit, obviously, the number that we were okay with, being okay with no more after that. When I was younger, maybe like 17, I used to have very heavy periods and I'd be like, oh, this hurts, but I didn't know anyone that had endometriosis. And then I ended up on the pill and through that I'd met a few friends who have endometriosis, but it wasn't on my radar to be like, oh, I should get tested for that. So I went into a internal scan for something completely different and halfway through the scan, the tech turns to me and she goes, oh my God, your endometriosis is pretty severe. And I looked at her and I went, my what? And she went, oh, you didn't know? And I was like, no idea at all. To that stage, I'd been on birth control for 10 years, had no symptoms, nothing was there. So went back to my gynecologist and she said, yeah, like I can't help you, like it's so advanced, we're going to have to refer you elsewhere. And that's how I ended up with my current specialist. So I only received my diagnosis for endometriosis about 3 years ago. And as my specialist for that is the same as my fertility surgeon, she just kind of was like, it's just next step as you go. When I had the consult about going in, I'd tried a few things. I'd been in a medical menopause for a year. And then she was just like, logical next step, I think we should go to egg freezing. You're not getting any younger. And most people would be like, I'm 31, that's so offensive. But in terms of having a child, I understood because I don't want to be sitting here at 39 and going, hey, yeah, let's save some eggs, knowing that my fertility at that stage would be so far down. She pretty much explained that to me as well, and we were just very eye to eye on that. And I was like, yep, okay, we can go and see about it. If I don't like them, we'll come back and we'll try somewhere else. And she was like, yep, 1,000%. So very supportive for that for me.
Did you have many friends or know anyone else that has done this as well?
No, I didn't know anyone at that stage. The ironic thing was my sister was about 6 months pregnant when I decided to start doing it. So I just thought that was really funny because she's very pregnant and here I am trying to preserve my fertility. I was very blind walking in. Like I thought if I went on and researched it, I would take myself down a rabbit hole that I didn't know anything about. So I just didn't want to do that. So I just went in and I was just like, hey, I know absolutely nothing. You're going to have to talk me through everything that needs to be done. And they were like, yeah, okay, cool. And any questions I had, they answered them. They let my sister come in and look at the ultrasound when I was getting a scan done. So she explained everything to her as well. So yeah, it was really nice of them. So when I initially had my first surgery, I only got 8 eggs. And I had absolutely no idea what that meant. I was like, oh, cool, 8 eggs, yay. And then I was speaking to the specialist and she said, look, I would really like for you to do another round because essentially every time that we go through a step of fertility, you're basically looking at losing an egg. And once I worked that out, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense to go and get some more because I can't really put all my hopes and dreams on 8. So we went back a second time. We managed to get 17, which shocked me. Then we hit, obviously, the number that we were okay with, being okay with no more after that.
What does freezing your eggs actually allow you to do?
It's just given me the option of, in the future, if I want to have kids, I can. Medically, I've been classed as medically infertile due to my endometriosis, and I've got some tube damage in there. Chances of me being able to conceive naturally are very, very, very low. Still there, but might not happen. So it's just a nice little thing to know that if in that case I can go and be like, hey, I've got eggs frozen, can we use them instead?
When you look back at that whole journey and now that you got your eggs frozen, what was it like for you emotionally?
It's really weird to think that like 6 months ago that I had nothing frozen and now here I am and I have. And it's going to sound so weird, but it made me feel very adult. But yeah, like it wasn't something that I ever thought I'd need to do, but knowing that there's the potential there, because I've always wanted to have kids. I've always wanted to be a mum. So knowing that I've gone through and I've actually gone, hang on a minute, if I do this, there's still a chance in the future if I need to. It's just like weight off your chest.
If you could share, not necessarily advice, but just an insight for other women, maybe around your age, who are thinking of egg freezing, what would that be?
Even if you just go for the consult, you don't have to go through with it. Ask questions. They will never get sick of you asking questions. They would rather you get what you need in life. And if you know someone else who's gone through the egg freezing and you'd rather ask them questions, ask me questions. I will answer anyone's questions that they have.